just Gorgonzola maxing, you know. Oh my god, I look chaotic. This looks chaotic. But, welcome to, is it episode 26 and a half, minus 2? I think. We'll see. So, forced adaptation. This is something I've been dabbling with a thought. I don't know, like mentally note-taking or journaling versus actual like process and actually like written. So I think with this trip, like I did want to capture some of the entrepreneur ethos, the like on the fly, on the foot thinking. There's a better term for it, but it's not popping up. So there's this dynamic, or like, you know, I don't know Japanese. I'd love to. I got some blood. You want to capture some of that sentiment, feeling, experience, cultural zeitgeist, and like jump into it. But you don't quite, you obviously, like, I'm never gonna be Japanese, aside from, what little blood I have. And from that, it's like, okay, so I'm very individualistic. However, I'm a conformist. So, attitude-wise, it kind of, like, meshes almost. Maybe not the independent, side of things, but the conformist side, just like, oh my gosh, this is marvelous. Like Tokyo, but maybe skip over the whole like tuna can thing or sardine can, where, if you go on like the Ueno line or Ginza at rush hour, have fun. That's fine. From there, like, what do you have to work with? Maybe from there, like, you have Ginza, you have all these train stations, but I think it's like the systems where you can just plug and play with systems, and obviously wanting to see other things where it's like, okay, as a trader, you can kind of work with like various products. So in my case, it's yen. What is it, Blue Owl? I think I still have that. I've not really touched a company broker account for a few weeks now, a few days, whatever, since I've been in Japan, really, except for like dabbling with yen, but everything else is set up. Then Equity 1, Equity 2, I think if you go back you'll know, but for the sake of simplicity. So you have like all these equities or equity options. You have all these futures and whatever else, right? All these things are a bunch of different like universes within their own economies of scale. And so like if you go down the petroleum route, you gotta be like entrenched in that industry to understand what the hell you're trading. And the same thing goes with tech, same thing goes with financials, and so forth. And when you're trying to overlay like culture or international culture, and someone wants to be an international businessman, it's a little more sophisticated, challenging, and each country or each state, city, whatever, province, canton, so on, have their own individual laws, just like you would with your own city, state, and so forth in the stateside. And so when you want that cultural experience so that you know how you could make it work, or try to make it work, or integrate systems, processes, thoughts, culture, or whatever into something you're trying to build or make more refined, it's kind of a requirement. And ramble aside, the guess it's like manufactured behaviors where all of a sudden you're not doing exactly what you used to. And I guess, for example, today I ordered a beer and I went straight to the fridge, and guess what? My server pours me a beer from the tap, and I felt like a bozo, put it bluntly. And I guess it was no issue, but it's just like, typically when you order a beer, you grab it off the fridge or you get it straight up within like the minute. So it was, I don't know, I felt bad about that. You know, I was like, oh shit, I grabbed the beer from the fridge. I didn't know. Can you blame me? Maybe. But in that, you know, like, I guess it's funny, just making two European friends today. It's like, you know, it's easier to talk to European, at least to me, Europeans than Americans, or I don't know. Seems like Americans have some, I don't know, I don't want to say antisocial, but at the same time, it's just like, it feels like Americans are antisocial with other Americans, and it's not really beneficial to us, especially as someone that's more of a unificationist when it comes to like process, where I can work with whatever you want. It's just, you got to give me enough leg room, right, to make it work, to make things work or possible. And you know, I mean, I suppose you could take like certain tax structures from a foreign country. You could take this, you could take that, and you could create something completely new from a bunch of old, you know, well, old cultures, old civilizations, old attitudes, old behaviors, old systems, antiquated systems, refine them, and you know, now they're brand new, or integrated in a manner, or manipulated in a manner, refined in a manner that fits the need of the next thing for it. Right? It's iterative in my viewpoint, and for me, iteration seems more intriguing if you capture culture and like refining and adapting with something, and then taking it back somewhere else. I suppose you could overlay this whole conversation with genetics, right? If you take a gene, you place it somewhere in something else, in another organism, then that thing carries this gene over, blah, blah, blah. And then you manipulate it, whatever, you refine it, you know, selective breeding, whatever, to get the designed or desired outcome. And then from there, you take that and replace it back. So I guess this could be like vaccines and stuff. Or, I don't know, you want to create a mutation in order to make whatever, you know, increased muscle mass, whatever, height, bone density. I wouldn't be surprised if you could do that, but obviously now you kind of sound like a mad scientist, and maybe that's the fun part of being someone very all over the place creatively, and your interests are all over the place, and you can kind of dive in with some surface level and some specialized opinions, thoughts, concepts, ideas. And that's the whole thing that's attractive to international travel. So, I'll have to review this, but if it survives, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment below, ring the bell. I'll be back in the US next week. Bye.